Hello everyone, my name is Youngju, a freshman at Hankuk Academy of Foreign Studies. Recently, I'm studying about neuroscience, and I really want to share this interest with you. Today, I'm going to explain about the basic neuroanatomy of the brain, focusing on the lateral surface. Using this view, I will introduce the three major components of the brain, the four lobes, and their functions, and two important language-related regions, which is referred as Broca's area and the Wernicke's area. First, let's take a look at the three main components of the brain. The first is the cerebrum. The cerebrum is the largest part of the brain, and it is responsible for higher brain functions such as thinking, decision making, language, and voluntary movements. Most of what we see on the lateral surface belongs to the cerebrum. The second component is the cerebellum. Although it is quite smaller than the cerebrum, it plays a crucial role in balance, posture, and coordination of the body movements. It fine-tunes motor activity rather than initiating it. The third component is the brainstem, which includes the midbrain, pons, and the medulla oblongata. The brainstem controls vital functions such as breathing, heart rate, and consciousness, acting as a connection between the brain and the spinal cord. Now, let's focus on each lobe of the cerebrum. So, the frontal lobe is responsible for executive functions and is located on the frontal lobe, such as planning, decision making, personality, and voluntary motor control. The primary motor cortex, which controls movement of the opposite side of the body, is also located here. Next is the parietal lobe, found right behind the frontal lobe. This lobe processes somatosensory information, including touch, pressure, pain, and temperature. It also plays a role in spatial awareness and perception. The temporal lobe is located on the side of the brain. It is kind of near to our ears, and it is mainly involved in auditory processing, memory formation, and language comprehension. Finally, the occipital lobe, which is located behind of the brain, that is responsible for visual processing. All the visual information from the eyes is interpreted here. Next, I'll explain two important language areas visible from the lateral surface. Broca's area is located in the inferior frontal gyrus, usually in the left hemisphere. This area is responsible for speech production. Damage to the Broca's area can result in non-fluent aphasia, where a person understands language but cannot produce the speech. Wernicke's area is located in the posterior part of the superior temporal gyrus. It is responsible for the language comprehension. Damage here causes fluent aphasia, where speech sounds fluent but lacks meaningful content. These two areas work together in order to make effective communication. An important additional concept is functional lateralization. In most people, especially right-handed individuals, the left hemisphere is dominant for language, logic, and analytical tasks. The right hemisphere is involved in spatial awareness, facial recognition, and emotional processing. This functional specialization highlights how different regions of the brain cooperate to produce complex behaviors. In summary, the lateral surface of the brain allows us to clearly observe the cerebellum, and the brainstem. And also, additionally, we talked about the Broca's and Wernicke's areas. So, in conclusion, understanding neuroanatomy helps us connect brain structures with human behaviors and also about our cognition. Thank you for listening, and let's meet in the next lecture. Thank you.